Hiya, folks. Welcome to another episode of Unscripted Coding. Today, we're going to be playing around with Slack. In particular, I want to see what it takes to build a Slack bot. For those of you who are unaware, Slack is an internal communication systems for a lot of businesses. Think Microsoft Teams, think AOL, MSN Messenger within a business, or Discord, something more modern like that. But basically, you can chat between your teams, between different people within an organization. And one of the great features of Slack and a lot of these modern communication pieces is that you can create Slack bots, or you can create bots within them. And that will allow some automation, whether there might be a channel or a group that has frequent questions, or you'll always put up rules or certain pieces of information. A bot is really useful. And it turns out Slack seems to have a number of ways you can build a Slack bot. Now, I've seen it done at work, or at least I know that we have custom bots at work, and I wanted to know how I can build my own. And I was thrilled to know that you can use Python, and seemingly this particular example is pretty short. 37 lines, a lot of it is just imports and if loops. So it seems to me like you can build a Slack bot pretty simply, especially if you don't need a lot of logic. You might just have something that says hello every time you join into a channel. That probably is extremely simple. Now, we're going to see how far we can get. I think you can, of course, create a very, very complicated Slack bot, and you can pull in different pieces as well. Earlier on, well, I'll tell you my motivation for this. I was listening to a podcast about legal tech, and apparently Slack's internal legal team has a bot they built called Ruth Bader Ginsburg's bot, and it nags people, and it allows them to pick up news and so on from the legal team. I am not so ambitious, but I thought having a bot that nags people would be fantastic. What I'm realizing is it might not be so simple. In one of these Slack bots, everything's internal to Slack, but if I wanted to nag people over and over, I might need some external storage, something that keeps a table or various states. So I might need to hook on to my personal Azure account or something like that at work. So let's keep it simple. Let's see what we can build just with purely Slack tools. We're not integrating it with Azure. We're not using external resources. Just what can we do in 30, 50, 60 lines, all within one ecosystem. I pulled up this particular guide, How to Build a Basic Slack Bot, a Beginner's Guide, from Free Code Camp by Vishwa Shah. And I think we're going to go through it. I didn't actually read through the whole thing, but it seems simple enough that there wouldn't be a whole lot of curveballs. So we're going to get started, and I will try and build something. Okay, well, there we have it. We have a very simple bot. I'm going to walk through because I jumped all over the place here today. First of all, take a look at the results. We were able to manually send a command, hello Slack command through curl, which you can run through command prompt. I ran it through web. I don't want to show you just because there is a token involved, but this was the code. You are just posting to the Slack API with the right authorization, the right channel, and the right message. And in this case, it should be general. And then we were able to use Python to send 4 different messages on a schedule every 20 seconds. Now, really, I pulled it entirely from this tutorial by Vishwa here. This entirely his code, almost, minus the token and a slight a slight change to time. Really nothing we've really done. The real trick here is following these steps to create a bot and getting the right keys. As you can imagine, Slack isn't going to let you post random crap on everybody's Slack channel. You really have to create your own workspace or gain access to the workspace for your organization, and then create a bot following that. Now, what's really particularly disappointing for me is that what we've done here in reminders.py is we have used a Slack SDK really to simplify the API call. And when we do it, we're posting a message, we're catching the error, but we're posting a message, we're posting a in this channel general and catching the errors. And all we're doing is using Python, a scheduler, to respond every 20 seconds. It kind of takes all the fun out of it, because really you're just pinging their API every 20 seconds, whether you're doing it on your computer, on your computer, or with a server. You're really not doing anything magical. You're just making a command to the API every 20 seconds. So this is really simple. There's no actual timer. Where it gets interesting is when you can do slash commands. But this is where we're going against our initial objective of how do we keep it within the Slack ecosystem, because you're going to need a web server. He uses Heroku, but what I suspect is happening is you need a server to keep track of changes. In this case, you're getting a slash command. You're getting a slash command, which in some ways is pinging your API to respond to their API, or pinging your server so that you can respond to their API. And we'll see here. When you get a slash, you get a message. And this is very basic, but I suspect what you're supposed to do is take that message and respond back using those same post message or other commands. Here in the server, he's doing a Slack server. Yeah. Or sorry, not a Slack server, a Flask server. This is a very small Python micro server. And there we go. When you get pinged in one direction, so it's basically creating a minor API for you. When it goes to his Slack test server and posts there, what it's going to do is respond. And this make response is right here, post message. In some ways, sure I get it, but it's a little disappointing because I wonder if my own organization is going to let me ping and connect back and forth with a server that I own. I suppose I can ask permission to build one with organization resources. But in short, you're just communicating back and forth. There's not a lot of real magic here. And even this code, it could be replaced entirely with all Python specific things. We didn't even need the Slack SDK because it's just an API call. I hope that was interesting. I didn't share as much as I'd like because so much of this was just finding the tokens in this massive command, this massive dashboard, finding the right tokens and secrets and throwing them in there. Anyways, hopefully that was useful. It's actually a lot simpler than I thought in building it. So it's very, very approachable. It's just if you want to build this within your organization, I don't know how open your IT department is to the idea, which I'm waffling whether I can. But because it's so simple, I think there's a lot you can do with it. If there's a slash command and you can pick up just a couple commands, couple parameters, you're able to do quite a lot of things. And for me, what I wanted to do with the reminder bot is I wanted to be able to tell that bot to send messages to other people, meaning that I would be able to tell that bot to send reminders to John Smith that says XYZ every 5 minutes, and you're getting a reminder not from, this random guy, but from the department's bot, and it's telling you to do something. It's just a little more formal. And that, if we're doing it this way, it is incredibly simple to do. You just start up a new schedule, and send another one going. I do think that probably the best way to do it is you would have another table or something picked up on the side. So you would have, say, an Azure table on the side to record who you need to send to, when you need to send to, and so on, and have these guys run periodically the schedule to make those sends. I hope that makes sense. A lot of what I found was not that helpful because I was all excited because there was a way to do it in Python, but if it's all API calls, in theory, you can use anything. Really, you can use anything to use this. So less excited about this, more excited that it's pretty transparent and it's pretty standard, so there's not a lot you have to learn to build this. Okay, I'm gonna stop rambling. A thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, thumbs down if you didn't, but do let me know, do leave a comment below, and I'll see you next week. Thanks.